Fiate le trombe, dandavata tutti. Ci sentite?
Sì, vi sentiamo benissimo. Devo trovare un modo per mettere... ecco, così faccio... Così va bene. Spero. Hare Krishna. Ok.
Come va sulle Alpi svizzere, devoti? In mezzo alla neve?
Rispondete?
Sei aperto?
Sì, sì.
Oh, benissimo, andava.
No, non si riesce principale, se poi dato non c'è nessuno.
Forse prendo qualche libro e...
Va bene, prova.
I think in Villagovinda you can sing one song, just whoever's controlling it, you press that option so that they can have musicians.
You can have musicians. Which Gopinath are we singing?
Aha.
Ask Harini. Harini, no.
Second.
Va bene così.
Gopinath Bhujo Sansarajvala
Gopinath Bhujo Sansarajvala
Bhujo Sansarajvala Gopinath Bhujo Sansarajvala
Bhujo Sansarajvala Gopinath Bhujo Sansarajvala
Samsara Dal Lazzaretto Villagovinda diamo la parola ai devoti in Svizzera. Maharaj, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear.
Ok, no? Pratico?
We had our sound engineer working on
Okay.
it, Madhurananda Prabhu. So happily with you all. So we're in Switzerland. Now we know where we are with the devotees, and that is independent of countries. And we are happily here, but we've been in the snow today, and perhaps we saw the highest mountain in Switzerland, but the clouds sort of covered it. Anyway, we're with devotees, so it's independent of location on earth, and we are completely at home as guests with Arundhati and
Oh, audio went off, Maharaj. We can't.
In the same room? Yes.
No audio, Maharaj.
oh dear.
Oh no, now it's okay. It's Chimoy spacing out.
I think they tried to mute us and turn you on. Because
No, it was our
Okay.
side.
Anyway, you won't be able to hear me with my audio from my own little thing, because otherwise, you see, we're using Madhurananda's machine. If I turn on my audio, just give you feedback. Okay, everything is good. We're here happily, and we're seeing Krishna's amazing creation, a spark of his creation, with the devotees, chanting, questions, answers, walk, talk, and being happy. So now your camera can see the family of devotees with Shanti Moy in the center, so she can be a spokesman.
Okay. But can you hear? Can you hear Maharaj?
Sì.
Ah, okay.
No.
Oh.
Non c'è niente.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Oh dear. And we very happily saw yourself, was it? And Arun and Rasarati and Chinmoyde, we saw reading in the morning time. But without gardens, we would get sad. Oh dear.
We are running little minimalist those days.
Ah, yes. Okay, this is questions and answers, and I'm not the host. You've just made me say something. So I've said something, little introduction. And wherever we are with devotees, that's the main thing. And really, the team of devotees around the world is very small in one sense, but it's very broad and big in another sense. So we're happily here with the devotees in Switzerland, all very hard working, hard studying, hard everything. And we are sharing, and we are sharing also villagovinda. We are chanting the giants to go with villagovinda. We're doing virtual paragram, Tulsi Day, doing virtual paragram of the Pushpa Samadhi. So they're all happily going on. So now I pass the microphone over to one of the devotees who are here. Because you can see them all, and I'm on a separate screen. So Savitri or Mum, Arundhati, or brothers. Anybody like to say anything? Otherwise, we have Shanti Moy, and it is questions and answers time.
I'm glad to see everybody from devoted. All greetings, great greetings from Switzerland. I'm glad to see all.
Sempre quando sei in compagnia di devoti si viene accolti con tantissimo affetto e cure, quindi siamo grati appunto per questo affetto di Arundhati. e sempre appunto il centro è sempre poi unirci insieme per un programma mattina e sera, sempre anche in casa si può sempre fare. Non si può sempre fare, va fatto. Quindi per tutti quelli a casa, ricordate, c'è sempre anche quella piccola finestra, si può sempre trovare ed è proprio quello che ci permette di continuare, ci dà l'energia, l'entusiasmo per continuare sempre, restare connesse. Spesso sempre, mi sento disconnesso perché sono solo, perché non vivo all'ashram, quindi è importante tagliarsi questi momenti e poi siamo sempre live, quindi ci siamo sempre.
Okay, your audio is a little bit jumping, but we got. There is a question.
Siamo in mezzo ai monti del resto.
There is a question from Madana Moini. È possibile specificare il significato di coscienza? Is possible to explain the meaning of consciousness?
Sì,
Devo rispondere io?
non lo so.
Okay, Madhuranand, the host of the Italian is going to reply, and in Italian,
Okay.
Madhuranand, so she
Faccio
can-
do una risposta molto veloce, solo perché mi è stretto. Allora, vabbè, coscienza, andavate tutti, scusate, ma sono un grezzo maleducato. Beh, coscienza è cioè, un po' la natura stessa dell'esistenza, cioè l'esistenza è fatta da eternità, coscienza e beatitudine, Sat, Chit, Ananda, quindi è il nocciolo della nostra esistenza, coscienza. Quindi spiegare cos'è la coscienza e spiegare cos'è l'esistenza stessa. Noi esistiamo, cioè il fatto che esistiamo, il fatto che abbiamo abbiamo una realizzazione del fatto che esistiamo, cioè sappiamo che siamo esistenti, quindi già quello è un concetto di coscienza. Poi la coscienza la puoi vedere, cioè è presente già dal fatto che esiste la vita stessa, esiste la coscienza. Qualunque tipo di coscienza esiste, qualunque tipo di forma di vita c'è una forma di coscienza. Chiaramente dove pensiamo che non ci sia la coscienza può esserci ma in forma addormentata, in forma molto labile, in forma assopita, dormiente o risvegliante o risvegliata, eccetera. Cioè, vari tipi di coscienza in questo modo. Però per rispondere brevemente, proprio in modo semplice alla domanda, dove c'è la coscienza è la scintilla stessa della vita, cioè dove c'è vita c'è coscienza, dove c'è vita c'è coscienza, dove c'è coscienza c'è libero arbitrio, dove c'è libero arbitrio c'è l'anima stessa, quindi l'anima poi è costituita proprio da queste identità, Sat, Chit, Ananda, beatitudine, coscienza e felicità. Quindi già questo poi io chiaramente passo la risposta più completa ai pandit lì a Villagovinda e a Sudha Maharaj, che dare una risposta così da chiosco. Io devo dare una risposta da chiosco proprio.
Aggiungo solo che Srila Maharaj identificava la coscienza come pensare, sentire e volere. Thinking, willing and feeling. Dove ci sono queste tre cose esiste la coscienza. E anche il movimento è sintomo della presenza della coscienza. Dove non c'è coscienza non c'è movimento, cioè nella materia inerte, non attivata dalla coscienza. Non esiste il movimento, per cui la coscienza è ciò che, come giustamente ha detto Madhurananda, è ciò che dà la vita al movimento, e la consapevolezza e l'autoconsapevolezza. Cimoi, vuoi dire qualcosa? Va bene. Cimoi dice che va bene così. Something in English, Maharaj?
Of course, I don't exactly know what was said in Italian, but there is dull matter. Okay, very okay.
Noisy.
Very noisy.
So there is dull matter and there is consciousness. And it's not too difficult to understand in the sense of our clothing has no consciousness. But we who are wearing the clothing, we have willing, feeling, and thinking, as we just heard. But who are we speaking to? We are speaking not to the cloth. We are speaking to a person who hears, assimilates, has some reasoning power, has likes and dislikes. And so consciousness is the very nature of the jiva, the living entity, the jiva, the soul. And mundane things, that is the non-moving, the mud, the rocks, these things like that. And in Brahma Sangita also Lord Brahma, having had revealed to him what is what, he shared this understanding that the mundane matter is impregnated by the Lord himself. And in this way, the living entities enter within the mundane matter. So that without the living entity, the consciousness, then there is no life. I mean, life by definition means consciousness. But mud is mud, rocks are rocks. But if you put a little spark of life, you get a big tree, or you get a little carrot, or you get chili, you get all sorts of different things, depending on the nature of the life that is there. And those who are involved in gardening and in growing plants, etc., they know if you give affection and love and care to plants, they respond, they are happy. And so everywhere this is true. We see it with pets, we see it with cats and dogs, we see it with so many things. Even somebody said that goldfish. No, I'm not sure about the goldfish. But anyhow, everything has this nature within it. And what is the fulfillment of consciousness? The fulfillment of consciousness is love, beauty, sweetness, and charm. And Srila Guru Maharaj says, what is consciousness? What is its food? What is its purpose? Its purpose is to taste love, beauty, and charm. The purpose of consciousness is not to be always in pain, always struggling, always mentally or physically in pain, because it doesn't have to be a physical pain. It doesn't have to be physical pain. It can be mental anxieties, mental troubles. Someone stole all your life savings, and then you're not necessarily physically in pain, but you have to digest that. Okay, all my life savings I worked for so many years, all of that has disappeared. And that takes time for people to mentally get over. So what is our consciousness for? It's for love and beauty. It's for trust. And in Goloka Vrindavan, there is no suspicion. There is no room for suspicion. If anybody has suspicion, or if anyone is a suspicious person, they have no entry within Goloka Vrindavan, the land of love of Krishna. So consciousness has a purpose. It's not just struggle to exist. And Srila Guru Maharaj described that as animal consciousness, just to struggle to exist. But Guru Maharaj didn't say, we have to kill that animal consciousness. We have to slaughter that animal consciousness and find our divine consciousness, which is the search for reality, the beautiful. So consciousness, we are conscious. Otherwise, how do we listen? How do we do anything? We know it. We know we're conscious. But blood and bones are not conscious. Blood and bones, if you take away the conscious spark, then blood and bones are blood and bones. Just like the earth, the blood and bones. Everybody knows, if we think about it, that this body is only earth transformed. Because the vegetables, the carrots, chili, everything, it's coming from the earth. We are eating that, and so that is earth transformed into vegetables and fruits and so on. And then we are eating that. That is being transformed into our vehicle, our body. But our body, my hand, my head, my ear, but who is me, the one who has these things? So extensively Mahaprabhu gave direction to Sanatana Goswami, also to Rupa Goswami, and he gave extensive direction about who we are, where are we, what is the goal, and how to go. And actually, Mahaprabhu's gift is very simple. And his message is also to wake up. Wake up, not to stay just doing what everyone is doing, floating along the river, oblivious to the fact that you're going to go over Niagara Falls after a few minutes. But we have the great saints and sages who know that this happiness of just going along with the flow, this is going to end up in disaster. They know it, and they are coming with the message to rescue the fallen souls from this Niagara Falls, this inevitable going over the edge, means death. We're now enjoying, oblivious to what's going to come in the future just down the river. And so Srila Gurudev gave an example. We need to get out of the current of death and into the current of life. And that current of life is the current of dedication to Krishna. And we use our consciousness to discriminate what is good, what is bad. We use our consciousness to make positive steps, to use whatever hours, days, weeks, months we may have left in this world. And knowing that to have a human body, this is the opportunity to get out of birth, death, old age, and disease. And today we saw birds in the mountains and freezing cold. And we're thinking, what do these birds eat? Where do they sleep at night? All these things. But they are just like us. They are jiva souls. We have been birds and all kinds of creatures in the past, trying to satisfy our senses, satisfy all sorts. But now, by something good in the past, and especially by caused us grace, we've got a human body, and we've got the connection with those who know how to use it. So using our consciousness properly is our duty. This is what our masters want. Why are they teaching us? Why are they telling anything? It's all about utilizing our consciousness, our free will, our life, to use it in the proper way. Some idea about consciousness. Okay. There is a book called Subjective Evolution of Consciousness. It's a very good book. It's in Italian also. And all these books you can read again and again. And there is a very good video called, what's the video called? Creazione
e evoluzione. Ed evoluzione.
Okay, Madhuranda is going to say it louder so you can all hear.
Com'è che è creazione ed evoluzione? Creazione e evoluzione. Un nuovo punto di vista. Com'è che è? Giusto?
And it's a beautiful video, and it's taken largely from expressions and explanations of Srila Guru Maharaj in the book Subjective Evolution. So it is sometimes for everybody, sometimes it's easier to watch a video, then we get a little idea. Wow, that's really how it all works. Amazing. Hare Krishna.
I think Sarah Silvani has a question.
Does she? Yes, Sarasirumani. Hare Krishna. What is your question?
Get the mic.
Well, I guess, well, in the songbook, I can't remember the name of the song. Is it with the footnote on verse 2?
Oh, hey, Vaishnava Thakur.
Oh, hey, Vaishnava Thakur. It says, I think one of the six good qualities is confidence.
Ah, yes.
Then there's also humility, of course, is also something we're practicing. So I'm wondering how these look in harmony with each other, because it seems like humility can sometimes be taken as like a self-deprecation or like become self-centered because it's like, oh, look at me, I'm so low. And then confidence can of course turn into like a self-centered, like look at how great I am. So I'm wondering how these things look when they're in harmony with each other or like in a positive way.
Good question.
Okay, so in the Shikshastikam prayers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then in the third verse, Srinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadina Kitanya Sada Harihi. That verse is expanded upon and explained by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And in our songbook, after that verse, there's Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like you could say, song commentary. And there he's giving us some guidance about how we must not become proud if we do get those qualities of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. So yes, we can see that possibility that then the humility disappears when one starts to think, oh, look at me, I'm so humble. Then automatically one's humility got lost straight away. So yes, when we are hearing from Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, they're always trying to adjust us. When we're hearing from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj and Srila Prabhupada's purpose in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are trying to adjust us. And all of this adjustment is our attitude, our thinking. But humility as self-deprecation is not the humility that is given by our masters. And the confidence is not the confidence that I am going to succeed. I am so powerful. I'm very smart. I'm going to be humble, tolerant, and I'm going to succeed. That confidence is confidence that the Lord will surely give his protection. Confidence that I know that Krishna, if I will do what he says, he's not going to ignore me. So we are confident we are doing the right thing. It's not a hazy idea. It is very solid, and that solid idea is brought by our Guru Maharaj, by Gurudev, by Srila Prabhupada. That what we are doing with our life, following the guidance of our masters, it is the proper thing to do with our energy. It is not invented. It is not something, so let's have a debate and just see which is best. And so we are confident when we come to the shelter of the masters that they are giving us the right guidance, that confidence, unquestionable. And that if we just try to do what they say, we are confident that the Lord will notice us. The Vaishnavas and Sri Guru will notice us and extend their gracious hand. But it's not a business. In this world, we're always thinking, if I do something, I'll get something back. It is a change of this word we had before, consciousness. So we are devotees and not exploiters. And being self-centered is the very cause of all of our difficulties in the world. And I can't immediately access it because I'm not on the computer. But we've had some very beautiful quotations that we've repeated over the last week or two, where Gurudev and Guru Maharaj are saying so many things to give us encouragement in our devotional life. And one of those quotes, and we read it together, I expect you were there too, we read it together there, about Krishna consciousness is so straightforward and simple. If we want it, we can have it. And that's amazing. No, really, we have this hankering, but it's not that we are going to have it by ourselves, by our energy, by our capacity, but we will follow in the footsteps of the greater chakras. And that means we know that we rely on mercy from above. And with that confidence, after confidence in the listening comes full self-surrender. Because how can we surrender if we're not confident? That's another aspect. Does that answer your question, or is there a further explanation needed in some regard?
No, that's a nice answer. Thank you.
Which was the song you quoted?
Okay.
Quindi la canzone in Dubalakite, quella è la canzone Oi Vaishnava Thakur. Confidence vuol dire, come si traduce confidence?
Diceva che non è la confidenza, non intende la confidenza, lei pensava in se stessi, no? Io sono grande, sono qui, sono là, confido in me stesso, nelle mie forze, nelle mie capacità. Ma quando si parla qui di confidenza si intende la confidenza nella protezione del Signore. Così come
Confidenza in italiano, come si traduce?
Confidenza, fiducia.
No, fiducia. Fiducia.
Confidare, si dice confidare.
Confidare,
No.
sì, avere fiducia che sei... Sì, avere fiducia.
Confidare nella protezione di Krishna.
Not the audio.
E che l'umiltà non è l'umiltà di deprecare se stesso, sono uno schifo, cioè non è in quel senso lì. Non è intesa in quel senso l'umiltà dei Vaishnava. I Vaishnava sono umili perché hanno idea cioè sono vicini alla grandezza di Krishna, quindi percepiscono la grandezza di Dio e quindi da questo nasce la loro umiltà.
Ok. Everything beautiful. More question? Altre domande?
I can ask a question I cannot answer. Who would like to answer a question I cannot answer myself?
Arrigo Paz is gonna answer your question before you.
Oh yes, yes. I should have guessed.
I was only going to say that was a very beautiful question and a very beautiful answer. So thank you both.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so our group here, who is going to ask a question from our family here? Where is Krishna?
I just wanted to add a little things come si chiama? Madana Mohini, alla domanda di Madana Mohini sulla coscienza, che anche Guru Maharaj dice che la coscienza significa personalità. Questa è anche una cosa che dice Guru Maharaj, e poi spesso nelle scritture appunto viene, per esempio nella Bhagavad Gita Krishna spiega di che cosa è composta la sua energia illusoria, fa l'elenco degli elementi materiali, no? Terra, acqua, fuoco, aria, etere, mente, intelligenza, falso ego. E poi c'è la Chit Shakti, la Tatastha Shakti, la Jiva Shakti, cioè l'entità vivente, l'essere vivente che viene a animare, come diceva Maharaj prima, no? La materia, viene a muoverla, ad animarla, le dà forma. E questa energia spirituale è composta di Satchidananda, quindi così come c'è l'energia materiale composta di determinati elementi, così anche l'essere vivente è costituito di un altro tipo di sostanza, di un altro tipo di elementi, che sono appunto Sat, cioè eternità, Chit, coscienza, e Ananda, che è la gioia. Poi Maharaj spiegava appunto che essere semplicemente consapevoli di esistere non non è sufficiente per l'essere vivente, che quindi la coscienza sempre cerca l'ananda, cioè la soddisfazione, il piacere, la gioia. E quindi questa coscienza può contaminarsi dall'energia materiale, quindi identificarsi col corpo, oppure può appunto, quando è nello stato liberato, identificarsi nella sua vera natura spirituale, riflettere la propria natura, quindi e cercare quindi la felicità nel giusto piano, che è quello spirituale. Questo.
Okay, we have a question on this side of the room. Where on the other side? On the other side of the room, on villagovinda.
Oh my God. Ok.
Dandavata tutti. In English, I say it. Yeah. I talked, we had like a little round yesterday and we talked about, I asked a question, and I wanted to ask if Maharaj knows someone who spoke with Lord or Shiva Ganesha.
Yes, Guru Maharaj and Guru Dev. And Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yes, we know. Munindra Mohan Prabhu, do you have something to say on that?
What was the question exactly?
Do we know someone who has talked with Krishna or Shiva?
Talk.
Communicate.
Talk with God.
Communicate.
Oh, all the pure devotee, liberated soul. Somehow. Gurudev's father spoke to Shiva, right? Also Gurudev spoke with Shiva about medicine.
You want to tell the story?
Noi abbiamo sentito la storia del padre di Gurudev e di Gurudeva stesso, che hanno comunicato col signore Shiva. Dai. Quando i genitori di Srila Govinda Maharaj volevano avere un figlio, erano andati a pregare a questo... Dove to speak in English or Italian?
Savitri understand both, but...
Se vuoi parlare in italiano, noi ci ammutoliamo così Savitri può tradurre a loro.
Ok, ammutolite. Allora, i genitori di Srila Gurudev, quando volevano avere un figlio, andavano in questo tempio famoso che c'è lì vicino al loro villaggio dedicato al signore Shiva, dove c'è un antichissimo Shiva Lingam. E da quello che ho capito, questo Shiva Lingam, questa rappresentazione di Shiva, è lì dai tempi in cui c'è quella storia puranica che anche nel Bhagavatam, quando Shiva si arrabbiò tantissimo perché non era stato invitato a una determinata cerimonia che il padre di Sati aveva tenuto. Vabbè, insomma, alla fine aveva fatto un grande... si era arrabbiato tantissimo e alla fine della storia, che non sto a raccontare perché è lunga, Sati si era praticamente immolata e quando Shiva arrivò era così furioso di questa cosa, si era immolata, era morta nel fuoco, che prese i pezzi della sua amata e li scaraventò per tutto il mondo. E dove caddero questi pezzi si manifestò uno Shiva Lingam. E uno di questi è lì dove i genitori di Gurudev andavano a pregare ed era molto potente questa divinità. Allora gli chiese di avere un figlio e quando finalmente Srila Govinda Maharaj nacque, suo padre andò in questo tempio per ringraziarlo, ancora non aveva visto suo figlio, andò in questo tempio per ringraziarlo e sentì una voce che gli diceva vai subito a casa e rimuovi quei segni che si usa a fare ai bambini appena nati, dei segni neri di Kajal sugli occhi e sulla faccia, per abbruttirli, per tenere lontano i fantasmi o entità malefiche che magari vogliono possessarsi del bambino. E quindi gli disse: non c'è bisogno di questi segni, quello è mio figlio, lo proteggo io. E da allora tutto il villaggio conobbe Govinda Maharaj, che vabbè non era Govinda Maharaj allora, però come il figlio di Shiva. E quindi poi Govinda Maharaj stesso, più tardi, quando si occupava della salute di Shilashidhar Maharaj, si occupava di curarlo, stava cercando di far passare questa emicrania fortissima che colpiva Shridhar Maharaj per tanti anni e nessun dottore era riuscito a curargliela. E allora, siccome il signore Shiva è il signore delle erbe, delle droghe, della medicina, allora a un certo punto Srila Govinda Maharaj era in bagno, ne racconta che era in bagno e pregava tantissimo il signore Shiva in quel momento: tu, se è vero che sei mio padre, tutti dicono così, per favore, no? Aiutami, sei il signore della medicina, aiutami a curare il mio maestro spirituale, dammi la medicina per il mio maestro. E allora in quel momento sentì un suono che era il nome di una medicina omeopatica, Nax vomica, e non ci credette all'inizio. Allora dicevo: no, non è possibile. Pensò che fosse l'acqua, lo sciacquone dell'acqua, che aveva avuto un'allucinazione. Allora disse: no, se è vero, ripetilo, no, voglio sentirlo di nuovo. E di nuovo sentì questo nome della medicina. E allora poi da lì capì come, insieme anche alle diagnosi che gli altri medici avevano fatto, capì come curare il suo guru e infatti gli somministrò in una certa maniera questa medicina insieme ad un'altra medicina allopatica al suo guru, e da allora Sridhar Maharaj non ebbe più l'emicrania di cui soffriva da sempre praticamente. E quindi questo accadde.
Ce la fai?
You didn't understand, really?
No.
Ok, in brief. When the parents of Srila Govinda Maharaj wanted to have a child, then they went to this very famous Shiva temple that is near their village. It is a very antique, ancient Shiva temple there from immemorial time, since when Sati and Shiva, they have this, is in the Bhagavatam, this story, when Daksha didn't invite Shiva to a particular ceremony, fire sacrifice or something, and Shiva was insulted, and then in the end, the story went very bad. At the end, Sati burned herself. She threw herself in a sacrificial fire and she left her body. Then Shiva arrived there and she spread around, all, like very furious. She spread all over the remnants of her body, and where the body fall, a Shiva lingam was manifested. One of these was in this temple where the parents of Govinda Maharaj went to pray for a child. Buru Raj Shiva temple. And we have been there. And then, anyway, so then they pray to this Shiva deity, which was very powerful, to have a child. And then Govinda Maharaj is born, and so his father goes there to pay obeisances to the deities, to say thank you for giving me a child. He didn't even see, just he heard the news, the child is born, and goes there to the temple. And then hear a voice in the sky, in the air, saying like, go home and remove all this black mark from my child face. Don't worry, because they used to put a black mark to keep ghosts away, or entity, like to make it ugly, the boy, so they don't, is not attacked by ghosts. It's a tradition in India to put some black mark to keep ghosts away. It's some Indian Hindu things. And then he say, he's my child, I will protect him. And then he goes home and he sees his child, he has this thing, he says he'll remove everything. Lord Shiva said he's his child, he will give protection to him. And since that day, he was famous to be like the son of Lord Shiva in all the village. They knew Srila Govinda Maharaj. And then later on, when Srila Govinda Maharaj was taking care of Srila Shida Maharaj health, and Shida Maharaj was showing very strong migraine, like this one that you see black spot and it's vomiting and like very heavy kind of things. And all doctors, the best doctors of India, they say there is no remedy, it's impossible to treat. And then he tried also, Govinda Maharaj, many times. Then one day he was desperate, his guru is suffering, and then he's in the bathroom and he say like, please, Lord, to Lord Shiva, he say, please, you know, why you are the Lord of medicine, you're the Lord of herbs, please give me a remedy for my guru, my Gurudev. And then he hear a voice in the like water or something, the name of a medicine. And he's like, oh, well, what? And then he doesn't believe. He say, okay, tell again. And then again, he hear the voice, the name of this Nux vomica. And then he understand that's Lord Shiva talking to him and with the medicine for his guru. And so he just go to his Gurudev and he give some dose of this medicine together with something else that previous doctor has prescribed. And with like just few hours or something, very short time, Guru Maharaj is treated from his headache that he was suffering all his life and never more back. He got back that problem. I think so, of many years, maybe life, maybe many years, but the best doctor couldn't treat him. So this is a couple of examples.
Speaking with how people go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the answer.
Okay, Maharaj, are you still there?
No.
Oh. Please correct if I say something wrong.
No, it's a very good. Actually, I was listening to your explanation and it was just perfect. Very happily listening. That particular time when Gurudev heard the name of the Nux vomica, the medicine, when he was in the shower, then Guru Maharaj was in critical condition. And like he's going to die, Haricharan Prabhu had called from Navadip and told to Gurudev that now the pulse is very weak, and I think Guru Maharaj is going to leave from the world. So it was a critical time. And then Gurudev, he's just thinking he's then takes the last train home, or last train, sorry, from Calcutta to Navadip. And when he gets there, Srila Guru Maharaj was sitting in his chair and looking quite well. And Gurudev said to him, Guru Maharaj, I thought you were in very bad condition. Oh, yes, that was before. But I took your medicine. Oh, now I. So, very extreme position. And then this interaction with Lord Shiva came, and beautiful.
And since that day, Guru Maharaj didn't want to hear any doctor. Only would take from Govinda Maharaj.
Right. And Gurudev would arrange a doctor so that he would get the professional analysis, or whatever the word is, of what is diagnosis, right? Correct. But then Gurudev would give the medicine, and the doctor would be angry with Gurudev. Why you call me if he won't take my medicine that I'm giving? He said, oh, because you are expert. And Gurudev, giving him honor, made him peaceful so that he would still come again and again. Yes, I may not be using your medicine, but the symptoms and the diagnosis, you are expert. So please don't mind this way.
And he told him, because you say that you cannot cure him. That's why, don't get angry. You yourself said you cannot cure, but I treated him.
Right.
That's why Guru Maharaj doesn't want to take your medicine.
Right. Humbly but honestly.
Yes. Humbly.
And this may be an example of like humility and confidence. I mean, there are all sorts of things mixed together in devotional life. And overall, we are hearing the description of the healthy attitude of a devotee. And that was Gurudev, that was Guru Maharaj, our living, beautiful examples. And they dealt in every situation in the proper manner. They dealt with the devotees in the proper manner. They dealt in this case with the doctor who was taking some offense because they're not taking his medicine, dealing with everybody in the proper manner. And so we had that beautiful association for many years of His divine grace. And we want everybody will behave in the same way as Gurudev, because that's the perfect way to live in this world. And it's the perfect qualification that, okay, when this life is ended, they're going on to the topmost, uppermost world under the shelter of Guru Maharaj. And Gurudev, on several occasions, said, I have no fear to die. I can die now, but I have service here. He said, I have no fear to die. I know Srila Guru Maharaj is waiting for me. And there's another example of confidence. It's not pride. He knows Guru Maharaj is waiting for him. Beautiful things.
Yeah.
And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also discussing with Lord Shiva and others when they were having difficulty to understand Apitet Udaracharo verse, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was chanting japa in the sky, and Shiva and others who were there, I don't exactly remember who was there, was it Narada Muni and others, some great souls. I mean, who does Shiva stay with? Some great soul. So they were there, they saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur passing by, chanting japa. I mean, this is the quality of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's japa. And they called him over and said, oh, here is a Vaishnava, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He can help us. Let's see if he can help us solve this problem about one who comes to Krishna and gives everything for Krishna. They will become purified, this idea. But they're already pure. And so then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in discussion with Shiva and others, then he clarified this point. So another example, direct interaction with great souls. Hare Krishna. Yes, great souls there in Villagovinda.ashram. What are you going to reveal to us?
Chinmay is Pujari tonight.
That's a big revelation. Right.
He's very internal.
He's a Pujari, but is he there? Because Chinmay Dev always has some good angle of vision.
Yeah, but his consciousness is completely absorbed in the puja seva.
Oh, I heard him laugh. I know him. Hare Krishna. Okay, over to you, over to some. Oh, Madhurananda is the host. He's right here.
Yes.
Madhurananda. We've got a very. Let's see if we can turn the camera. Making a bit.
Finisci col dolce, Madhu.
Finisco col dolce. Beh, col dolce che mi... Dai, lancia, calca, schiacciati, passi indubbiamente. Rita Namba, Manigio, Vaishno, Vedyo. Dai, andavate vostri, vi faccio vedere. Come ha già detto anche, possiamo fare a meno di continuare a ringraziare a Ronda di Famiglia per la loro disponibilità, la loro affetto, ci stanno coccolando già praticamente in Shantimoi abbiamo perso praticamente le tutti accumulate in 2 giorni. Quando torniamo dobbiamo casce le mani che per farcele. Va bene, dai, vi saluto tutti. Vediamo. Dai, sabar karashi shiguru goranga cantar bopina shirigi rash balago palju ki jai Binda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai Jai Shri Bhagavan Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati ki jai Hari Das Thakur ki jai tutti i devoti ki jai Jai Shri Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai
Fate un bel pupazzo di neve Vaishnava col tilak. I 12 tilak. Poi 12 il tilak. Poi gli fate una bella foto.
Sì, giusto. Perché non ci ho pensato?
Dagli anche il soffio vitale.
Stanotte dovrebbe nevicare ancora, per aver capito. Domani facciamo un pupazzo di neve. Ok, andate, poi mi vendeva la foto, ok?
Andavate.
Riguardatevi, devoti, curatevi.
Manine.
Salutate tutti, ciao.